Okay. Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, classic / non-classic. This is episode number 1343 and Doubleshot number 1237. Like I mentioned in my part review. Excuse me about this. That's better. Two Avengers trades. First up, it is Avengers Volume 7, Age of Cthulhu. Well, Khonshu. It's basically the god of the moon that the Moon Knight worships. Yes, but that storyline surprisingly takes up not much of this trade, surprisingly. I think it's only like a 4-part storyline. Yeah, this book collects issues 31 to 38 of Avengers Volume 6. 6? No, 7. Now, you're probably thinking, wait, Nick, did you buy this book? Yes, I did. Yeah, I bought this book. Purely because of the fact, one, I like the character Moon Knight. That's one reason. Another reason because I don't know when my local libraries can make hands of this book. Like I was hoping maybe like the digital book, but last I looked, it wasn't there. So I figured though, out there, get the book. Of course, this is still written by the awesome Jason Aaron. And you have Ed McGuinness doing a lot of the artwork in here. Yes, Ed McGuinness doing a lot of the artwork. He does issues 32 and 38. He does the cover art for both of these ones. Yeah, 31 surprisingly has got about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 artists on it. Damn. It's Gerardo Zavai, Gerardo Bridge Zafino, Gerardo Surgis, Seisman Karuski. I believe this artist also worked on Punisher, Jan Baruza, Robert Gill, and Matt DeLunis. You have Javier Garan on issue 33-37. Now, the first issue is basically focused on Tony Stark when he's in the past, where he makes basically one of the first things he does. Actually, not the first thing. Basically, is mostly focused on the coat of the moon god. Like some kid finds about it, like some wolf, and of course. Well, then we cut to. Let's see, where's that scene here? So, it's always like in the past, and he encounters the Avengers of Wastelands BC. And you gotta love this dialogue written by Jason Aaron for Tony Stark. Look, Ghostwire Civic calls Brock Lesnar's star brand on one thing. There's no one getting slapped around by Thor's daddy. When I read this, that was so funny. I mean, a reference to Brock Lesnar. It's probably a reference to this character right here, who is basically the Avengers 1 million BC version, the Hulk, who's host to the Star brand. Which, cool. I love the fact they made reference to Brock Lesnar. I mean, why the heck not? And this whole issue basically is what Tony Stark was up to when he was in the year 1 million BC, encounters the caveman. Cool. And it's something, though, this one issue's got about 6 artists on it. Now, as far as I can tell, there's no reason for this at all. And it's a fun standalone issue. Yeah, it's a standalone issue. It's a loosely connected story thread where they kind of, where you have Mephisto, he's kind of the plot that runs this whole thing of this book, where he revives Howard Stark for some reason. Yeah, he revives Howard Stark. Look, here's this glorious page where Howard Stark is revived to be a servant of Mephisto. Yes, Mephisto. Yep. Excuse me. You have another issue called Earth's Mightiest Villain. That's issue 32. Where it's focused on basically Namor, Dracula, and basically also appearance by the Winter Guard. But just basically just slow-paced stuff while continuing to build upon what Jason Aaron's doing. And, of course, more appearances by Mephisto. He appears like almost every issue of this whole trade, shockingly. Then right after that we have Age of Cthulhu, Moon Knight versus the Avengers. Now, this storyline is, get this, Moon Knight going after various superheroes and steal their powers. The first person he goes after is Iron Fist. Yes, he goes after Iron Fist. Everybody goes after Iron Fist. The only people he doesn't capture is Captain America, Blade, and Spider-Man. I'm like, really? He goes after everybody else but those three? Yeah, he goes after Tony Stark. He goes after Captain Marvel, the Black Widow. Actually, Tony Stark's no longer seen here. Even Doctor Strange, the rivalry as Ghost Rider. He goes after pretty much like all the Avengers. And after he basically takes all the power as Avengers, then of course, like right after that, aside from the Mephisto stuff, basically the Moon God's plan is to have basically the Moon Cult take over the island of Manhattan, make it to New Deba City, which, wow. This is one of his plans. Taking over New York City and make it New Deba City. Interesting to say the least. And eventually, of course, well, even though that it looked like though Moon Knight handled all the powers he took, except for one. He did not hand over the power of the Ghost Rider. And how he deals with the Black Panther is quite interesting. He's like, give me your Black Panther power. He's like, it's in my blood. You have to drain me of my... Like, there's actually a line he does later, a badass line. If you want the power of the Black Panther, you have to drain me of all of my blood. All of it. And, of course, Moon Knight, even though he kind of turns on the Moon God, because he's freaking crazy. And you have, well, Captain America, Spider-Man, and Blade basically forming a resistance against basically the Cult of the Moon, which they, of course, stop the Moon God. And then after this whole storyline is wrapped up, Black Panther offers Moon Knight a position in the Avengers. Moon Knight actually politely declines him. Now, if you're going to ask the question, Nick, has Moon Knight ever been an Avenger before? The answer is yes, he has. On 2 different Avenger teams. He was part of Avengers West Coast for a period of time, and he's also a member of the Secret Avengers. He started under Brubaker's run, and he left just prior to Rick Remender starting his run for the book. I'm not really sure why that worn out. I don't know why Rick Remender removed him from the roster. Yeah, I have no idea why. And then pretty much like right after they wrap up that storyline, then we have, well, also in a way, here's something interesting though. This storyline leads into like another storyline featuring the return of the Phoenix Force. Yep. We also have that Wolverine is coming into the title. Yep, Wolverine. And I still am not a fan of this costume. No, I've never been a really big fan of the brown and yellow costume. Yeah, the final issue here is the fly that laid 1 billion maggots. You're probably thinking, that sounds kind of gross. But this is the issue where Moon Knight's opposition in the Avengers. And also, during the course of the storyline, Moon Knight kills Mephisto during that previous story. He kills Mephisto, and then these other Mephistos show up, these alternate versions for some reason. They don't really explore this very much at all. And then we have potentially something more, where it sets up stuff with, well, of course, well, excuse me. The stuff with Howard Stark, who was in the storyline, and Tony does encounter him in here, and he's like, hello, I'm your father. Tony's like, my adoptive father. I still think that was a dumb thing Karen Gillan did. I mean, basically, retconning Tony Stark was adopted was kind of dumb, because it was clearly established since his debut that he's the son of Howard and Maria Stark, and Karen Gillan comes along and retcons it. Yeah. Aside from that, this book is fantastic. Give this book roughly I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10 because it's just so damn good. I don't get why some people don't like this title. Yeah, I've been hearing some people think this title is not that good, just mediocre. That's the reception I've heard for this run. I have personally loved this run. It's written by a guy who's a clear fan of the Marvel Comic Universe. That's what I can tell anyways. I mean, he loves these comics, and he basically makes this book freaking awesome. And it's interesting that we have a story focus on Moon Knight of all people. And I believe like the story that comes just after this, which is actually a story I believe just wrapped up, was the story involving the Phoenix Force. Yeah, that's what we're teasing there. Alright, going on to a different Avengers book. I really wish my computer would stop doing this. excuse me, we have Avengers of the Wastelands, which this book is set in the same continuity as Old Man Logan, well, the one introduced in Secret Wars. This is, of course, is after Old Man Quill, which, no, I've read it, yes, but I have not reviewed it yet. You might be thinking, Nick, why didn't you review that before you got to this? I still haven't finished reading Dead Man. I still need to review Dead Man Logan and, of course, Old Man Quill. It's about 4 different books. This, of course, is after Old Man Quill is referenced on here. Now, this is basically a new version of Avengers in this world of Old Man Logan without Old Man Logan in it. Now, this group is comprised of, looks like to be Bruce Jr., which I think he's been aged up, Danielle Cage, who is Thor, and you have a guy named Dwight, who actually previously appeared in the Dead Man Logan miniseries. Also, Vision's in the series. Yes, Vision. That awesome character. She's here too. And who's the main villain in this miniseries? Doctor Doom. Yep. And mostly Doctor Doom was trying to kill off all the other villains. They killed off Captain Faraday, where somehow he was still alive. He was going to go after Dr. Octopus, who apparently died years prior, which that was interesting. And basically, they actually fight their way to get... Also, he kills off Baron Zemo, who is much more older than he currently appears. Yep. Let's see, what else? Oh, yeah. Back cover. Clear homage to... Another one of those classic homages to Uncanny X-100. Now, this book is written by Ed Bronson, which, cool. Love that. With art by Hannes Scariff. Yep, and this is only just a 5-issue miniseries. Yeah, only 5 issues. Not 12, but 5. That's interesting how they did that, because I think Marvel... I think maybe, this is my personal theory, I think Old Man Quill didn't sell too well. So... Because basically this world is like very popular for Marvel. So maybe like Old Man Hawkeye, that sold pretty well. So that's what caused the Ethan Sachs get Old Man Quill. That book probably didn't sell as much as, let's say, sales-wise as Old Man Hawkeye. So they figured, though, just make this a 5-issue miniseries. Don't need to make it 12 issues like the other 2 were. Oh yeah, by the end, Doctor Doom is defeated and he's overthrown. Yeah, and they do mention about Red Skull in here. Yeah, he gets referenced in here. And they also mention the Old Man Quill series, which apparently this takes place after that. Yeah, where Vision gathers some stuff that was in Doctor Doom's bunker. Like, there is a version of Captain America here as well. Yeah. Pretty good miniseries. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Give this book roughly a 9.5 out of 10. It's a damn good book. Yep. So yeah, that's it for Single Review, and that's going to be it for video today because I don't have anything else to review today. So, though I did decide though on what to review next. Now, yes, I still want to do a Saturday Class, and To Love, Rude Darkness, and Lupin. But I'm probably going to finish a couple of one series I'm going to rewatch, another series I'm watching Dub 4, and that's Black Clover. As soon as I finish up that, I'm going to do a rewatch for Fairy Tail. Yep, because I love this series. Okay, this is the next video. I'll probably do a review of it tomorrow. Okay, this is the video. Bye.